across Trinidad and Tobago, the land known for its music, rich culture, and oil and gas. Building the Beats, a reality series, went on a search for champions unknown, beat builders, hopeful music producers. From a field of over 100 entries, the judges selected 15 finalists who were up to the challenge. Each week, they face a different challenge. Each week, one or more competitors will be eliminated as we look for the best of the best beat builders who will be well on the way to becoming a music producer. It's Building the Beats, the reality TV show. Beat Builders. Are you ready?
The National Registry of Artists and Cultural Workers was launched in February 2011, an initiative of the Division of Culture. It's a database open to nationals of Trinidad and Tobago to support success in the cultural sector. Artists and corporate sponsors have much to gain by signing on to the registry. Check out the benefits in detail at culture.gov.tt/National Registry. The National Registry of Artists and Cultural Workers.
The first steamboat passes through the Panama Canal. The population of Trinidad is 350,000. The first calypso has just been recorded. And the first indigenous Caribbean bank is about to open its doors. This is the story of indigenous banking. Join us at www.firstcitizenstory.com to find out more.
Let's recap one last time. Where did it all start? With over 100 entries, which were shortlisted to 65. For the first listening and judging session, the judges were Carl Beaver Henderson, Leston Paul, Junior Ibo Joseph, and Casey Phillips. All leaders in the music industry. From 65 down to 25, then down to the final 15.
A lot of the tracks, like the producers, not given the right concept.
I think the concept is good in this one. Noise.
And the invitation envelopes were hand-delivered to see reactions. Competitors were really excited. Now into Napa for the challenges, and let's see who goes home. Challenge 1. Use retro loops given to make your beat. This proved to be difficult for Sean Aliong, DJ Jamal, and Bill Billow Thomas, the first to go. Challenge 2. Go downtown and encourage average citizens to perform or sing on your written piece. This clearly wasn't easy. And leaving us was Chanel Virgo Seymour and Enamdi De Silva. 3. Build a beat to a dance done to a metronome. Producing music for movement seemed problematic, and leaving us, unfortunately, was Keenan Stickman Garcia. Challenge 4 was the Classical Music Challenge. Remix a classical piece given. Departing this time was Rickson Beatbox Powder. Challenge 5 was the first and only team challenge, working with a live band. And having to vote a winner and a loser proved to be disastrous. Leaving us was Burton Hines, who protested and was given a reprieve.
Challenge was fluid.
The Hardware Challenge. Make music from only what's on the hardware shelves. This was the most innovative to date. This challenge stumped Michael T.J. Williams and Mark M.H. Halal. Challenge 7. Touch the Keys. Reorchestrate a piece of piano music done by Louis Nurse of Louis and the Lynx. This separated the sheep from the goats. And finally leaving us again was the persistent Burton Hines. Challenge 8. The Ganges meet the Nile. Mix two pieces of vocals together, an East Indian and an African. Leaving us was Carlisle Kali Morris. And the penultimate challenge was the Pan Challenge. Arrange, teach, record and mix a pan piece with St. Margaret's Boys Steel Orchestra. This challenge had people out of their element. Leaving was Jordan J.E. Edmond.
Welcome Beat Builders to your final challenge, which was
Create a beat for Marshall Montano, Monk Munty, to be co-produced by Precision Productions. Marshall Montano chooses the winner, the finale, Building the Beats.
He's agile, he's fast, he's strong, he protects. He is your special companion, and your dog deserves special treatment. That's why you should give your dog Command Performance, a premium brand of great tasting dog food packed with high protein and nutrients to help build your dog's muscle and strength. Show your dog you care. Give them the proper nutrition to perform at their best. Command Performance, powerful nutrition for active dogs.
I couldn't make out what you told me, swear you did not say a word. Now go leave your mark upon the world. If there was one thing that you can take from this, just know when there's nothing more
Beat Builders, welcome to your final challenge. Today's challenge is HD. You will build a 4-minute piece for Marshall Montano HD himself. Good luck. Start building. Your challenge starts now.
Welcome to the Mega Challenge. It has all been leading up to this. A long and hard journey, many obstacles and pitfalls. But for those who endured to the end comes the rewards and the spoils. This is the big one. Our finalists will produce a rhythm that should be ready for production and collaboration with Precision Productions and Marshall Montano. The Community Comfort Patrol Program, the CCP, is an initiative of the Ministry of National Security geared towards reducing the fear of crime being experienced by the citizenry and enhancing the feeling of safety and security among residential communities throughout Trinidad and
It is
Tobago.
administered by the Office of Law Enforcement Policy in conjunction with the Private Security Network Commission.
The objectives of the CCP are to act as a visible deterrent to criminal activity in residential communities by instituting regular mobile patrols, enhance the relations between communities and state's law enforcement assets by actively engaging community members. Community Comfort Patrol Program. One mission, many communities.
This ad is sponsored by Strategic Asset Solutions.
But before we get to the studio, we took our beat builders to the clubs for a night out.
So starting from my right, we have Real Steel, the real deal.
The acid test was presenting their rhythms to a live party crowd to gauge reactions. And the results were quite interesting. What was noticeable was there was no clear leader. The crowd's reaction was the same for each of the 3 finalists.
Next, we have the woman in the final 3. Ladies represent Serenity. But certainly not least, this man all the way from the Southland, all the way from Harmony Hall, Maradella. The smallest man we said, Uzi Beats.
Guys, you all are really showing yourselves. Really and truly Uzi. You're real shocking man. You're real shocking man. Serenity, you just continue doing your thing and still, I don't know what to say about you guys, man. I'm excited and I cannot wait for people to see what these guys can do. Yeah.
Yeah! Alright, once again, for our our three finalists, Real Steel, Serenity, Uzi Beats.
So it would be down to the wire with the mega judges, Marshall Montano and Casey Phillips of Precision Productions. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for a young producer to collaborate on a track and learn how the leaders in the industry do it.
Yes, sir.
The first steamboat passes through the Panama Canal. The population of Trinidad is 350,000. The first calypso has just been recorded. And the first indigenous Caribbean bank is about to open its doors. This is the story of indigenous banking. Join us at www.firstcitizenstory.com to find out more.
Yeah, happiness is the measure of success. Somebody say,
Yeah, we see him going on.
welcome.
Surprise Friday, boy. Good to see you, honey.
Right this way.
Alright.
Welcome, big builders, to your final challenge, which was to create a track for Monk Monte, Marshall Montano. Just a reminder, the winner of this challenge will receive $50,000 from First Citizens and the opportunity to collaborate with Monk Monte on your track that you submitted.
Building the Beats is brought to you in part by CET, Caribbean Entertainment Technologies, your one-stop shop for all your studio needs.
Because ultimately when I listen, I'm trying to choose at the same time. Everybody have a strength and everybody have a weakness. But ultimately, if we were to say, we listen to these tracks, everybody here is a winner. If we listen to these tracks and we had to choose one that we had to quickly activate and make a song that we think will get to market and will work in the environment, I think we will definitely know who will win and who will come second. But the second place and the first place right now is very close.
The Community Comfort Patrol Program, the CCP, is an initiative of the Ministry of National Security geared towards reducing the fear of crime being experienced by the citizenry and enhancing the feeling of safety and security among residential communities throughout Trinidad and
It is
Tobago.
administered by the Office of Law Enforcement Policy in conjunction with the Private Security Network Commission.
The objectives of the CCP are to act as a visible deterrent to criminal activity in residential communities by instituting regular mobile patrols, enhance the relations between communities and states' law enforcement assets by actively engaging community members. Community Comfort Patrol Program. One mission, many communities.
This ad is sponsored by Strategic Asset Solutions.
The National Registry of Artists and Cultural Workers was launched in February 2011, an initiative of the Division of Culture. It's a database open to nationals of Trinidad and Tobago to support success in the cultural sector. Artists and corporate sponsors have much to gain by signing on to the registry. Check out the benefits in detail at culture.gov.tt/National Registry. The National Registry of Artists and Cultural Workers.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Alright, so we're going with Real Steel.
think with this one, obviously, we could definitely hear a hook
Right.
out of the music.
Yeah, it's definitely catchy.
Yeah, you're hearing verses.
Right.
You know, I still feel that little part in their song a little bit like something familiar.
The flute.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that could change or come out completely, but
Yeah. And when I think about the overall tones of the drums and stuff.
it need a little work. It's a little standard, but we can replace that and get better tones and get better sounds, I guess, for that.
Yeah, and I mean, some of the advice to them, I mean, will be to get better tones, but how does somebody like you decide where you're getting your tones from and how you will know that these are really on par with what playing on the radio or on par with the newest songs or on par with the
That's a good
heaviest?
question. I mean, for me, I try to stay away from anything stock. So I wouldn't pull up Logic and use anything stock. Try to
Stock is like
what come with the program.
GM.
Yeah.
General MIDI.
Yeah. So we try to source if it's sample packs or samples from anywhere else. There are a lot of free sample packs out that have some, and actually they have samples that producers treat and master and kind of tweak, which already kind of pre-mixed, which makes the world of a difference. So
And
just a little research.
And I guess as they get more experience, they'll
know how to
find these
and
things.
even fix it for themselves.
But this one has something.
Right. Is the sample a problem or is it a good thing?
Well, it will depend on where it comes from.
True.
You know, and how best you can use it, but I kind of like it.
Right. No, it's catchy. Just you don't want to get in trouble for using the sample.
Yeah, never. But you know,
So-
they say no risk, no gain.
True.
We'll see.
We asked industry heavyweight producer Casey Phillips of Precision Productions, what do you look for in choosing a beat to collaborate from a young beat builder?
Well, one of the first things that I look for when I get a beat from a new beat maker, I would say is it needs to have some sort of signature or something that separates it from the rest. The beat needs to stand by itself. As soon as you press play, it needs to be recognizable. A lot of beat makers make beats that I guess follow trends and follow what's going on now, and that doesn't separate it from the rest. It just sounds like everything else, but you need something that's special and could stand apart and make that beat maker stand apart and be on the path to being a producer.
I gon' be right there, and this is my time.
Who next?
Next is Serenity.
Choice.
I mean, it definitely have some quantized issues with the timing. She probably went for, I guess, a more natural human feeling with the swing, but it needed a little bit of quantize.
Which these days, you know, with hip hop and with a lot of things, that is probably the in thing to not quantize.
Yeah, but it's quantized, but quantized
in a way where it all come together.
Yeah,
and you know, we have produced tracks where I always say, in case you're sure you don't want to quantize this, and you'll say no, and then eventually I will see it come together.
Right.
But here, I think these are some critical flaws.
Yeah, well, I
with
mean,
this
at least
beat.
your backbeat and your kick at least should carry the grid, the timing of the grid.
I think we're still hearing the use of GM tones in there.
Right.
Kick drum definitely not singing like is.
Yeah, up to par.
Yeah, like
It's
a
a little
A
harsh,
production.
a little harsh on the overall mix, but I mean, we wouldn't judge so hard on the mixing as yet.
Because sometimes some producers produce and you have to take it
Yeah,
to
and then they had limited time as well.
Yeah, and it would be a little difficult. The intro was good and there's a good build up, and you know she used a sample in there too, which is cool. But it's a little bit difficult to hear a song or find a song out of that beat. A lot of production had to go into that to get it to where it needs to be. But I mean, for a young female producer,
It's definitely a good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she make it this far, so.
You set me free, you set me free, you set me free. Though you only come round once in a while, yeah. Being with you brings out my inner child. Oh yeah. It's just the way that we play.
Do you think young beat makers need to understand the live instruments?
And understanding of live instruments is very important. Beat makers should know the ranges of live instruments, because if they are not applied correctly, it could sound very incorrect. For example, a sax does not play in the same register as a trumpet, and if it's not done the correct way, it will sound wrong to the average listener. As well with that, they need to have an understanding of musicianship to be able to apply it to the live instruments. So some sort of music theory or instrument, it doesn't have to be anything advanced, but just to have an understanding to know how to apply live instruments, because a lot of beat makers may hire a musician to do something and they don't even know where to start to direct a guitarist or even a pianist or a pan man. So that's where they understand.
You take me totally. You got a hold on me.
So we keep it moving and we go into the third and final one.
Uzi Beats.
Uzi Beats, yeah. So I mean, basically, this is definitely the best mixed.
Yeah, well, yeah, he definitely are more advanced out of the bunch overall, because it mixed the choice of tones, the I guess the transition effects. It's just that it's a little repetitive.
Yeah.
So that's the
I hear the same parts coming over and over. So they basically go down without changes.
Well, can you hear a song on it? Because there's not much room for melody.
Yeah, you might get a song with an artist who more chant and rap, so you know, soca rapping or what you want to call it, but no real hook parts in the music. And as a producer, sometimes too, when you have to put hooks, which we did here, hooks
on the other
track. And I mean, I think, you know, we're hearing swishes and we're hearing a lot of the advanced things that we would hear in production today. But for me,
it have to be able to work.
It have to work. And you know, it's so strange that each one of these contestants put soca music in there. The soca beat was there. And although, you know, the challenge was about a club song, so they're definitely in their element, home,
right?
Definitely mixing with things from the outer world, which is good. But there's a swing in this one that I feel swinging a little
the
more
percussion
than,
backbeat have a kind of techno swing there.
Yeah, so I feel, you know, if we had to boil it down to 2 tracks, I think we definitely know which 2 tracks reach the, you know, the upper echelon of actually making it towards a song.
Right.
And then I feel, you know, we could also decide which one is
Define
the
out.
one. Which
Yeah,
one
we
is the
should-
one that precision
we
and Double M could
Yeah,
touch.
I guess we should be on the same page and know what we're going with.
So I guess we just bring them back inside, tell them how we
Let
feel.
them hear the feedback.
And
then start meeting some tracks.
Somebody had to get muted. Let's go.